In this video, we are going to be looking at AGSA bursary requirements. However, before we dive deeper and look at the AGSA bursary requirements, I want you to understand what is Auditor General of South Africa and or rather, what does AGSA do? Because you don't want to apply for the bursary to the organization that you do not know what does it do and what is the intent and purpose of the organization. So, AGSA stands for the Auditor General of South Africa. It is the supreme audit institution of South Africa, responsible for auditing and reporting on how the government spends public money. So, what is public money? It is obviously the money that is paid by you and me over to SARS, either directly or indirectly. The AGSA is an independent Chapter 9 institution established by the institution of to support democracy through oversight, accountability, and governance in the public sector. So essential, the AGSA ensures that the public funds are used responsible and effectively by government entities. They do this by auditing the auditing government department entities and municipalities, and the report on their funding to legislature and the public. And also, they are promoting sound financial management and compliance with laws and regulation. What is important about AG, they are also strengthening democracy by enabling oversight and accountability. So that is just the summary of what is AGSA and what do they do in the public. Before you can even apply for the bursary, you need to understand the organization, purpose, and mission, and what are they doing. Just a summary, then you can apply for that bursary. It might happen that you are not willing to work in the public sector. Therefore, this bursary, it's not a good bursary for you because you'll be tied to serve article with this organization once you have completed your accounting degree. Now, without wasting time, let us look at the requirements and conditions. The bursary is only for the chartered accountant's status, that is, must be studying or intending to study towards being a chartered accountant, that is, BCom Accounting CS Cream, Bachelor of Accounting CS Cream, or BComs. So, what does that mean? This bursary is intended for people that want to be CAs or intend to be CAs. The bursary will only be awarded for full-time studies done at the university accredited by the South African Institution of Chartered Accountants, that is SAICA. So what is important here? If you're studying part-time at UNISA, unfortunately, AGSA will not be able to fund your studies. Or if you're studying part-time with any other university, even if it's not UNISA, AGSA will not fund your studies, unfortunately. Then also, what is also important, even though you're doing BCom accounting, if it's not accredited with SAICA, they will not also fund your university studies. Therefore, it is very important for you to ensure that the university that you're doing your Bachelor of Commerce or BCom degree, it is accredited with SAICA. Once awarded, the bursary will cover your tuition fees, university accommodation, meals, and books. So what is nice about the AGSA bursary, it covers pretty much everything. What you need when you're in university, you need to ensure that your academics are paid for, which is your lectures fees as well as also your study fees, and then your university accommodation where you're going to stay during your period of study. They will cover that. And then meals, the food that you need to eat, they will also cover. And then we're looking at also the books. The books will also be covered, which are the books you need in order for you to finish your Bachelor of Commerce degree. Bursary holders are required to serve articles or enter into training contracts with the organization on completion of their studies as per the bursary contract. So what is important here, as I've stated at the beginning, you need to ensure that you love what AGSA is doing and you need to understand in more details what they are doing, because once you understand what they are doing, then you're in a better position to understand whether you need to apply for the bursary to this organization, or rather you don't need to apply for this institution, because your main focus will therefore be in the public sector once you are done with your degree. Only South African citizens will be awarded a bursary. So what does that mean? It means that you need to have SAID and also be a citizen of the country in order to be awarded the bursary. All candidates must be proficient in English with strong communication skill, have good interpersonal skills, have a drive, determination, and commitment to succeed, and have strong leadership potential. So once you become a CA, this becomes very fundamental for your success in the profession. Therefore, AGSA want to ensure that while you're even still young, you have this capability in you, which will enable you to do well once you're older. As a CA, you will need to have good English because you'll be writing report, and also you need good interpersonal skills. You'll be dealing with either clients or other colleagues. So without the good interpersonal skills, you will not be able to succeed and do well. And you need to have a drive, a determination, and commitment. So now you're going to be starting this very hard degree, which is a long journey toward you becoming a CSA. So it is very, very important for you to ensure that you are at the position where you are very determined and you have a drive towards what you're going to be doing. And then the last part, it's the strong leadership potential. You are going to become a leader one day. You are going to be looking after people that will be coming behind you. Without good leadership skills, you will be one of the people that are driving people to stress and also to visit different centers in order to ensure that they are dealing with mental issues that will be caused by you if you do not have the strong leadership skills. So it is very important that you build this while you even in high school. If you're still in high school, you're still in university, you have to drive yourself towards this requirements that AG has put there. It's not only important for your bursary, but it's also important for yourself in the long run. Now, what is important also is that AGSA covers, or they provide bursary from candidates that is in matric up until your CTA or your postgraduate. Now, let us look at the requirement in each stages or in each level and see what you will require in different stages. Matric applying for first year status. So what do you need? You need must obtain matric exemption with university entrance. So what does it mean? You need to have bachelor. So we know that in order to get entrance to the university, you need to get B. Then you need to work hard in order to obtain B. You must obtain at least 60% in English, you must obtain at least 60% in maths, no math literacy. So it is very important for you to understand you need pure maths and no math literacy. In your application, you need to attach a copy of ID, your grade 11 year-end results, university acceptance letter, as well as grade 12 media results. So what do you see here? English and maths becomes very fundamental for someone that wants to be CA or looking forward to become a CA professional. For that reason, you need to make sure that you have the English and your maths well in track. So what happens now that it happens that you are already in university and you want to apply for the second year of studies. You must obtain over 60% in the financial accounting, must be pursuing the Chartered Accountancy program, must have obtained 60% or above in maths and English while in matric. So this requirement that the matric candidates have, it's still applicable for the candidates that is already in university. What do you need now to apply? You need your copy of ID, your matric results, as well as your university academic record, which will be there in your first year academic record. Now, let us assume that you are now in second year, you're applying for third year of studies. So what is the requirement for you to be eligible to get the AGSA bursary? Second year, applying for third year status must obtain over 60% in financial accounting, must obtain over 60% or above in management accounting, and must be pursuing the chartered accountancy. It is very, very important for you to understand now as you move up your studies in university, the requirements becomes a little bit tougher. If you did become accounting, you know that getting 60% in MANAC and financial accounting might not always be possible. Therefore, it's very important that you apply while you are in matric, as well as at least if you are doing your first year. And then what do you need for your application? Then you need to attach your full academic record as well as the ID. Now, what happened that you didn't know about AGSA when you're in matric, when you're in first year, as well as when you were in your second year? Now you're in your third year. You want to apply for your CTA program. What are the minimum requirements? You must obtain 55% in all core modules of the Chartered Accountancy program. So, what are the core modules of the Chartered Accountancy program? It is your accounting, your taxation, your auditing, and management accounting. So you need to obtain 55% for all the four modules. If you want to get this bursary for your postgrad or your CTA or your PGDA, whatever you call it, must obtain acceptance into the CTA program. So you need to have obtained the acceptance to the CTA program. In terms of what you need to attach for your application, you need to attach a copy of ID, full academic record, and acceptance letter into CTA program. And then there are special notes that are important for you to understand. You have to register your profile before applying. So you need to go to AGSA website and register your profile. So it is easy. Just go to AGSA, then you follow the prompts, and then you get to applying for the bursary. The documents you upload should be in PDF format and not exceed 2 megabytes. Made a mistake, the system will delete your upload documents and you have to upload them again. So if it happens that your documents are incorrect and you want to delete them, you are able to delete them. Or also, you must make sure again that doesn't exceed 2 megabytes. If the required academics are unavailable, kindly please apply with the last highest completed academic results that you have. Since AG is providing a bursary throughout your academic life, it is important to provide the latest results. However, for your matric as well as your first year, remember your for your matric, grade 11 results is very important. And then for your first year, matric results is very important. But as you move along, then your academic record becomes the most important thing. And then application opens in August each year for the upcoming academic year. So it is very important for you to understand that by August, AGSA will then open the application for the following year, which is going to be 2026. Thank you so much for listening up until this far. If you have any question, please drop the question, then I'll be able to respond. Thank you and bye.